So I was contemplating whether or not I would actually do this video, because this is probably the most it is the worst experience of my whole life, losing my mom on just a couple days ago, this past Sunday, unexpectedly, of a blood clot after fighting stage 4 cancer for several months and having a testimony of being cancer free, her being healed. And then all of a sudden having some stomach issues again a few months after her diagnosis of healing, and but still getting great reports from her doctor in spite of some of her stomach pain, still getting great reports from her doctor of her testing her blood and fluid in her stomach and not being able to find cancer cells in her stomach. She still pushed through and suddenly died on this past Sunday, just 4 days ago, of a blood clot that was in her lungs that eventually went to her heart. And so I didn't think I'll even be able to talk and say all this, but I don't know how much of this journey I will share, but we've always said our lives are an open book, and so I thought in some way I wanted to at least express what's going on. I hate the feeling of not having a mother. I never thought that I'd have to feel that feeling. You think your parents will live forever. And one thing I will say is that I don't have any regrets. I told my mom how much I loved her, how amazing she was to me. And for those of you all whose mother is still alive, I suggest you do the same, so that you have no regrets if your mom or your parent period is taken away from you suddenly. I have no regrets that I told her and showed her and expressed how much she meant to me. And I miss her terribly. I talk to her every day, every single day. So it's been 4 days since I've heard her voice, but I have lots of memories and videos and pictures and my dad gave me her wedding rings, which I will wear proudly, that I'll be able to look at every day to remember her by. So, and they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. So, we have her service in 2 more days, and I'm praying for the strength to get through it. I have cried more than I've ever cried in my whole life, and haven't been able to eat much, sleep much, but all I can say is every time I think I'm going to break and crack, God's love literally rushes in, and peace that keeps me from losing it completely. And so I'm really grateful for His tangible presence and for seeing Scripture made alive to me. And the outcome is not what I expected. Death was not the outcome. I never thought this would be the outcome. I mean, obviously, eventually, when she was old, not at 63. And, man, so much more to live. But His ways are perfect, and He's sovereign, and I trust that. And I can actually say that this is the worst moment of my life. But I've been feeling so much love and support by so many friends and family members, people near and far, and I don't know what'll happen after this is over, in the weeks to come, when the service is over and life goes on, and Mother's Day and Thanksgiving and all that comes. I'm just going to take it one day at a time. I haven't had really great friends. They just take it one day at a time, so I won't even think about that. But for now, I just want to pay tribute to the woman that she was And I'm hurt that I won't get to see her anymore here on the earth, or hug her, or smell her. But I'm a better woman because of her life, a better wife, a better friend, a better person, a better warrior. And I've learned more from her life than I have from anyone else's, honestly, other than Jesus, obviously. I think I've learned so many more life lessons from my mom than anyone on this earth. And so I'm bracing myself for what tomorrow will bring, which is us viewing her body, and Saturday us having a service for her, which will be a celebration of life. Yeah. This is the morning of my mom's service, and I started the day off with worship. The only thing that has sustained me in every other season. So understanding God's love and sovereignty, because he has the power to do what he wants to, when he wants to, how he wants to. And I have to be okay with that, so I don't have a forever struggle with this thing. We got to see her yesterday at the funeral home, and she looked beautiful. She's dead, but she's beautiful. But she's alive. Her body's dead, but she's alive in heaven, rejoicing, full of strength, peace, joy, love. And I hate seeing her body dead. I want her to be here with me to hug and love me, and with her grandchildren, her husband. But God's sovereign. He chose to do what he wanted to do when he wanted to, even though we hate it. So, trying to embrace his sovereignty so that I don't forever keep saying why. Because I don't know why. But I don't want to have anger because I can't resolve his plan and his will. So, here we go. I've cried a million tears, but his love won't let me go. It won't let me sink. The love of the Father won't let me sink. So that's what I'm going to depend and lean on. This is the only way I know how. And yeah. So my dad actually thought it was healthy for me to do this. I was originally going to use these as just my own memoirs of my own thoughts going through this process, and he has been encouraging me to share these publicly. So I'm back at it again. We have 2 more big hurdles, and I'm praying and bracing myself for. Wednesday, we have to bury my mom because we couldn't do it yesterday. He wanted to have it at a specific place where there could be a plot for him next to her through the military, because my dad is a veteran, and they couldn't do that until Wednesday. So we had the service yesterday, and we will bury her on Wednesday. I kind of wish it was all in one, and you kind of just like, okay, it's done, but we'll have to revisit this whole thing on Wednesday when we bury her. So I'm preparing myself for that, and then preparing myself for, as soon as we bury her Wednesday, we're going right back home. And my mom and dad's house won't be my mom and dad's house, it'll be my dad's house. And how do we replace coming into a situation where it won't be painful to be there? I do not live with my parents, but my dad has to live in that house. And do we go home? Do we take out all of her clothes from the room, move her shoes, and move her jewelry and everything on the dresser? Or do we keep it there for memory's sake so that we can grieve it properly? And how long does that process take? Do we sell the house? You know, my dad's like wondering what to do. Do we sell the house? Does he go back to work? Does he take time off? do you go home and you keep it moving like life goes on, or do you take time and just digest it and cry every day because you don't know what to do? Like, what do you do? Like, there's no book, there's no recipe. It's all God who will lead us and guide us every single day, and He will give us the blueprint, because He knew this was coming, and it wasn't like pull a foot, the rug up underneath your feet. Well, you're on your own, and I'll catch you if you fall. Like, He's orchestrated everything in our lives, even death. Even the Bible says that there's a time to live, a time to die, a time to laugh, a time to cry. And He knows every time is in His hand. And so He knows Wednesday. He knows He's already been there and finished it, wrote the book. He knows when we get back home. And so we will take His leading. But He will show us what to do, because I have no idea. I have no answers. None. Zero. I just know that we'll be there for my dad as much as I need to be. And every holiday, for all of our first holidays, I will be there. And I will be what He needs me to be. And still mourn and grieve, but be what He needs me to be. So I'm not going to let Him be by Himself and have to figure it out on His own. We'll figure it out together. We're willing to do that. Randall and I and our children are willing to do that. My parents sacrificed so much for me growing up. Why would I, be like, all right, I'll pray for you, Daddy, and go home and I pray you have peace. No, I'm going to make sure. I'm going to be there to help him through it. So, we all kind of laughed and smiled together today. Probably for the first time in a week. She died last Sunday. Today's Sunday. It's been a week since she's been gone. A week. So flew by like that. It's been a week. And I had a better day. I woke up this morning and I cried first thing this morning, but it didn't hurt as bad as it did. People were. So I don't know how long it takes to grieve. I don't know, 2 months, 6 months, right? Only when you see your picture of her, only when you think you hear her voice. I don't know. There's no answer. I just know, maybe time will help, but I'll never forget. I just don't want to have the pain, that horrible gut feeling pain every time I cry, though. I don't want to have that my whole life. But our family got together, we laughed, and for a second I almost felt guilty, like, should I be smiling today? But I'm like, I need to feel a little bit of something lift the heaviness in my heart, because I smile all the time. So for me not to smile, we all smiled today. I got to look at some videos of my mom. She was so silly at times. At times she had her moments. She was hardcore, but she loved to tell corny jokes that we all would laugh at. So I got to look at some of those videos today. Thank God for taking all these videos and pictures. She hated taking pictures and she hated us taking videos, but I'm glad we took them. And we smiled at that today. We made sure today was an intentional day for our family to be together, because we have been so bombarded with busyness and around everybody who wanted to comfort us that we never had time for just us to regroup and to talk. So we all did that today. We all regrouped today, watched the game, went to the pool, and it was still sucked because we were like, we're doing all this without her. But this is our new normal, so we gotta figure this out. We gotta figure out how to make this good, even though she's not here. We gotta figure it out. And so, figure it out. So we're in the pool, and Raiden's swimming, and my dad's seeing him swim for the first time, and of course he's like, I wish Nana was here to see you do this. It's like, yeah, me too. That will never change. We always gonna learn to be here. So today we made it through today, and Wednesday we will bury her. And I think the limousines are coming back on Wednesday, which I wish they didn't. I wish we just drive in our car, just drive regularly in our car and go there and get on the road right after that. I have to ask my dad, are I think that's what they said. The limousines were going to come back and take us to the burial. Like, it's almost like it's an official occasion to cry again. Let's get in these limousines and mourn. Like, I don't know that I want that. But whatever my daddy wants, that's what we're going to do. But I'm preparing myself mentally to get in that darn limousine again. So, yep. So we are back home at my dad's house, and today was a bit hard. It started off good, and I thought I had it, and I thought I, would end the day strong, and then I just got several amazing messages from people who shared how my mom impacted their life and what how their lives are different because of her life. And how much of her they see in me, and that was hard to pill to swallow, and because I feel like there's more that I need to know and need to learn that I won't get. And so, and I watched my dad cry a lot yesterday, and tell me how much he loved her, and that he just said so many things that blew my mind. I said, Dad, I love the way that you loved her. He said she was lovable, and I said, but you made her so happy. And he said, well, she gave me many reasons to smile. And like, it's everything I said, he had a reason, and a beautiful beautiful reason to love her the way they loved her. And so just praying that my dad would be okay, and I'll be here as much as I can for him. But he keeps saying I have to figure out a way to digest this all, and obviously once I leave, he'll have to face the reality of an empty house, and I don't want him to have that, but I know that's a part of the whole process, and I can't save him from grief or myself from it. And so I have so many great memories, and letting myself have moments. I had a few friends that reached out to me who lost their mothers, and all gave different aspects, but so many things that were meaningful that I could take away that are going to help me. Because it's way different. I've lost a grandmother, I've lost an aunt. It's different when you lose a mom, so different. That's a different kind of pain. And so, although I smile and take delight in joy in her memories, her absence is what aches my heart. So, I started off the day well, didn't end it too well. I won't say it didn't end well. It was good that I cried. I needed to. That's okay. I'm still strong, even in tears. I don't want to be strong. I want to be what I need to be in this process, which is whatever that's supposed to be, as long as I stay close to the Lord and allow Him to heal my heart in the process. So, my mom was amazing, and she would have wanted me. My dad was telling me today, please don't stop the things that you started in your life. Do the things that made you happy, because it made her happy to see you do your YouTube channel, to see you guys do your commercials, to see you do your live sessions with the union. She was watching and subscribing and rejoicing, and so he wants me to keep going with that, and I don't know how or why, but she did take joy in the fact that I was doing things, Randall and I are doing things in our lives that are purposeful and meaningful. So I don't want to cry myself to sleep, so I hope I don't. Maybe I can watch a movie and be okay, because I just got finished crying, and I just want to sleep without crying myself to sleep. So I've been playing this song, oh my gosh, by Travis Green and Stephanie, and it's called Good and Loved, and it talks about that God is good and He still loves us. Through ups and downs and unexpected turns in life, he still loves. So I might play that again. I probably gave him about 1,000 views by now by watching that and listening to that song. So worship is what will get me through. It always has. And I'm pausing because I'm literally thinking of the words of that song. I'm not going to sing it right now because that would be a disaster. But I'm going to play it before I go to sleep. And look forward to new mercies tomorrow because I'm going to need them. Sucks. This really sucks. Like, it sucks. I was too young to not have a mom. Like, it sucks. It really sucks. But His grace is sufficient, and His strength is made perfect in weakness. And I'm not alone. Today I had to help my dad pick out a symbol for my mom's grave stone, and it was pretty hard to do, but I didn't want him to do it by himself, so we had a bunch of symbols to choose from, and we tried our best to find one that would suit her. It's unreal, but this is what it is, and we're doing everything that needs to be done together.